Isolated in the warm, azure waters of the Mozambique Channel, there exists an archipelago that feels like a dream of the ancient world. This is the Union of the Comoros, known to the ancients as the Islands of the Moon. This nation is a bridge between the African continent and the Arab world. Here, the air is thick with the scent of ylang-ylang and cloves, and the soil is forged from the fires of one of the world's most active volcanoes. But beyond the postcard, beauty lies a complex story of survival, a fusion of cultures, and a history of political turbulence that has shaped one of the most unique identities in the Southern Hemisphere. The Comoros is an archipelago of 4 main islands, though the political map is a subject of international debate. At the center is Grande Comore, or Ngazidja, home to the capital, Moroni. To the east lie the lush hills of Mohéli and the rugged heights of Anjouan. However, the 4th island, Mayotte, remains a French overseas department, a point of deep contention, and a symbol of a partitioned history. These islands were born from the sea. They are volcanic, with no natural harbours, meaning the people have always had to look toward the mountains, as much as the sea for their survival. The story of Comoros begins not with Europeans, but with the monsoon winds. As early as the 6th century, Austronesian sailors and Bantu-speaking peoples from East Africa arrived, creating a melting pot of cultures. By the 10th century, Arab and Shirazi Persian traders arrived, bringing with them the faith of Islam and the architecture of the stone town. These sultanates became wealthy nodes in the global trade of gold, ivory, and slaves. The Friday Mosque of Moroni, standing for nearly 600 years, is a silent witness to a time when Comoros was a crown jewel of the Swahili coast. In the 19th century, the scramble for Africa reached these shores. France slowly established its grip, first on Mayotte in 1841, and eventually over the entire archipelago. For nearly a century, Comoros was a French colony, its economy geared toward plantations, but the tide of decolonization could not be stopped. In 1975, a unilateral declaration of independence was made. It was a moment of immense hope, yet it was bittersweet. Mayotte voted to remain under French protection, creating a split that still defines the region's geopolitics today. The birth of the nation was not a quiet one. The Union of the Comoros is a federal republic, a delicate balance of power between the 3 main islands. The national flag is a tapestry of this unity, a green triangle for Islam, and 4 stripes, yellow, white, red, and blue, representing Mohéli, Mayotte, Anjouan, and Grande Comore, respectively. Despite the political separation of Mayotte, the spirit of the 4 islands remained central to the national identity. The crescent moon and 4 stars are symbols of a faith that guides daily life, from the smallest village to the halls of the presidency.
This is French mercenary Bob Denard, seen in this file footage of his previous exploits.
History has not always been kind to Comoros. Since independence, the nation has witnessed over 20 coups or attempted coups, many facilitated by foreign mercenaries like the notorious Bob Denard. This era earned Comoros the nickname the Coup Islands. These conflicts were often driven by inter-island rivalries and the struggle to define a post-colonial identity. Yet, in 2001, the Fomboni Accords brought a new era of stability, establishing a rotating presidency that ensures each island has a voice at the highest level of power. The crown jewel of the landscape is Mount Karthala, one of the largest active volcanoes in the world. Its massive caldera is a lunar landscape of ash and cooling lava. Below, the coastline is dotted with white sand beaches and the ruins of ancient royal palaces. In Mohéli, the marine park protects the endangered sea turtles that return to these shores every year. This is a land where the earth is still being made, and where every landmark tells a story of the planet's raw power. To understand Comoros, you must understand the grand marriage. This is not just a wedding. It is a vital social institution. A man who completes the grand marriage gains the status of a notable and the right to wear the traditional sash. The air during these weeks of celebration is filled with the sound of the tari drum and the sight of women adorned in sandalwood paste to protect their skin from the sun. It is a culture of immense generosity, where community bonds are forged through elaborate gift-giving and shared feasts. The economy of Comoros is delicate, resting on the shoulders of three precious exports: vanilla, cloves, and ilang-ilang. Comoros is the world's leading producer of ilang-ilang oil, a base for the finest French perfumes. However, the nation faces challenges: a lack of infrastructure and a reliance on imports. Yet, there is a sleeping giant here: the blue economy. With vast territorial waters, the potential for sustainable fishing and ecotourism offers a path toward a modern, self-sustaining identity. The Comoros is more than just a dot on the map. It is a resilient nation of fire, fragrance, and faith. As the sun sets over the Mozambique Channel, the islands of the moon remind us that even in a globalized world, there are still places where tradition is sacred and the beauty of nature remains untamed. This is Comoros, a hidden heart of the Indian Ocean.